back to Personal Branding 101 with me, Casey Renee. I'm just gonna just jump right into it. If you haven't seen Personal Branding 101, episode one, part one, whatever you want to call it, stop the video. Just hit pause, go out, stay on the channel, and then go watch it and then come right back. All right. So, part two, we're going to talk about what your branding actually looks like as a whole. And I'm really excited because we're about to dip and dabble into some of my favorite elements, boards, and things like that. Right. So, if you have your journal, which you should if you sign up for this class via Substack, pull your journal out. Let's talk about some things. We're going to see some questions that you see throughout the presentation, video, episode. And I want you to really take your time to answer those questions. All right. So let's get started. So, design is not just how it looks, it's how it feels. And I think that we expounded on that last class, last episode. Again, I don't know what y'all want to call it, but let's recap it real quick. Okay. So, what your brand looks like. This is when we talk about colors, tones, and mood boards. So, quick recap where we left off at. You learned what a personal brand is, right? You also explored your superpowers. If you did your homework and you put it in Substack, thank you, congratulations. I love a good overachiever. For those who didn't, it's okay, no worries. Share it with your journal, all right? So, if you go back and you're like, what is she even talking about? That's why I told you, stop the video, come out, stay on the channel and watch it. And then you'll happen to know what I'm talking about, right? And then you thought about what makes you you. All right. So now, today's focus, we are going to talk about the look of your brand, how it looks, how your personality, how your goals, how everything you have going on encompasses the virtual way that you show up, the in-person way that you show up, and just overall allows you to be you. All right. So this is your brand's tone. It could be through mood boards, color psychology. That is another one. If you were here before, or if you click on my channel, you will see where we talked about color 101. That was a really fun video, and that was done on TikTok Live, and then it was recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So go ahead and check that out as well if you get an opportunity. And then we're going to talk about translating you into your visuals. All right, so brand tone, the personality behind your look. All right, so it's how people feel when they interact with your brand. Does it make them happy? Does it make them sad? Does it make them think? Does it make it question? Does it inspire them? Does it challenge them? Does it evoke any outside feelings, right? This is really important because you want to know what the tone is when somebody comes to you. We talked about this last video, but I hope when people come to me, they have a sense of fun, but then they also have a sense of, you know what? I'm gonna learn some dope shit from this girl. Like I just feel it in my bones, and that's how I want them to feel. All right. And then it should match how you speak, how you show up, and it should match how you serve. So one thing that I have noticed is, yes, I am very professional. I am very fun. I am both. But I feel like I have found this kind of balance. Be very cognizant of that, right? So if you know that you are really put together and you are very serious, you have a very serious tone in your demeanor, and there's nothing wrong with this. I got friends like that because we all need it, right? And that's you. I would be careful how we would start to show up visually, right? Maybe not always just show all the fun time clips of you for reels, or maybe we won't have like really expressive and bright colors to kind of show who you are. Because the reality is, if I look at the brand and it gives me, oh, I'm thinking, oh, she's like so much fun. She's like Poppy from, Trolls. And then I meet you and you're more like Branch, is the disconnect, right? And then it kind of makes me skeptical of what else you're about to tell me because you haven't got these two things to work together already. So what else is about to happen? All right. So it should match how you speak, show up, and how you serve. All right. So what do colors ultimately say? Again, this is a whole full YouTube video. I will link it at the end of this video for you to go back just in case. But what do colors say about you? So red are bold and energetic, right? So if you are a bold, energetic person who maybe is really good at talks and maybe good at pushing the boundaries and asking all the real direct questions, then red might be a really good color for you. Okay. And if you're very trustworthy, you're calm, and you kind of, just not let things happen, but understand that things happen for reasons, and you like that, then I think you should go with blue. Also, blue, if you look social media, a lot of social things, they are the color of blue. All right. Then you have yellow. Yellow is friendly and optimistic. If you feel like you are a ray of sunshine and you are optimistic, this is really good. This is a really good color to have. A lot of people I've noticed don't really use yellow a lot in color palettes, and I have no clue why. It is an amazing color. I mean, don't pair it with white on PowerPoints. I digress. But outside of that, it's a really nice color to have in your branding. All right. Black. If you want luxury or power, or you just want to be seen as this like go getter and I'm tough. I rock rough and tough with my Afro puffs, yes. That type of stuff. Then I think black is a really good color for you. And then you have pink. If it's playful, warm, feminine, if you're targeting women, but you also like this color, then I think that'll be something that you should really explore. All right. So these are just some of what the colors say to you. Again, the video at the end of this episode, you will find that is color, and it talks about so many different definitions and also a lot more colors than just the ones that you see here. All right, so but what colors feel like to you? That's important, right? So I might be like, you look good in green, you remind me of green. And you could be not green at all, right? You cannot be like this earthy, organic, calm, serene person. But in my mind, I feel like that's who you are. You need to tell me how you are defined. Don't let me define you for you. All right. We talked about that in the last episode. Do not let me define you for you. All right. So, what colors do you wear most? I wear purple. I wear purple and I wear a lot of black. I love purple because it's a creative color. And I just wear out a lot of black because, baby, I got to wait to lose it until I lose this weight. You're going to see me in this black because it looks slimming. Okay. But other than that, really, what colors do you wear? And I also tell people, when you do fix your brand colors and you show up on stages, you show up for photo shoots and all of the things, it might really be a good idea to wear said colors. I know for me, a lot of my branding at one point for the pictures, I was like light blue, black, white, all those colors. And then in my brand shoot at the time, I wore said colors. All right. What spaces make you feel calm and powerful? What does that look like? Are they luxury spaces? Do you go in them? Or is it like a Starbucks? Like, what does it look like? And the reason being is because look around in those spaces. What colors are you noticing? And how does it make your spirit feel? And then what do you want people to feel when they first see your work or service or product or anything that you want to base your design or branding on? Okay. How do you want people to feel? Bold is really like an intense color. Like red is a really bold and intense color. So if I want to just, I want to go in, I want to feel really direct, and I really want to just get you going in anticipation and just catch your attention, then I could do red. But if I like to come in with ease and I want to slow sell, or I want you to feel as though this is not immediate, that you're forming a relationship, then that's when we go back to colors like blue, maybe even green. Okay. So things to think about when you want people to feel when you first see your work, your brand, your product, your service, all the things. All right. All right. So the power of a mood board. Y'all don't understand. As a designer, I love this is like one of my favorite things to do for my clients is the mood board. Like after the discovery call, and then we talk and they tell me all the things that they want and their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations and how they're going to change the world with their brands, because I believe it. And you can too. I love to create their mood boards. All right. So why mood boards work, all right? They give your ideas direction. You are visually seeing what you are thinking in your mind. You're putting it down in not words, because not all of us are really good with words, right? Without ChatGPT, I don't really have it for you. But mood boards, they give me this visual lens that I can take all these pictures, formulate and put them together and say, this is the tone, this is the feeling that I want my client to evoke. I want a customer to evoke, whatever that looks like. All right. And it's great for brand clarity and inspiration. Sometimes mood boards, I've learned with a lot of my clients, is they might not say this is exactly it, but it inspires other things, right? It starts the domino effect of their brand. And then it makes your message visual. It is so good to just see it, clarity. I know a lot of people, for New Year's, they'll do like mood boards, or they'll do the collages, the vision boards, right? So they'll do those things because they're seeing their photos and all their feelings visually put together to help get them to the next level and to also keep them on track, right? So when I first started rebranding a while ago for Snipes Design Agency, and even when I was creating the brand for I Am Casey Renee, I sat on that mood board. Like, it was the background of my phone. It was just everywhere because it was me. Like, I felt at the time there was no better way to encompass who I was, but then to show you this mood board. All right. So make sure that you really put into your mood board and don't get stuck on the pictures. Right. So if you can't find a picture, but a piece of a picture, expand it. Take the corner, take the little piece of the picture that works, right? Or go deeper, leave that website. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you feel it when it is put together, that it feels like you, or it feels like what you're trying to target, then you have created that mood board correctly, right? So for me, the way I design, everybody's created differently, but welcome to my channel. I am Casey Renee. All right. I have a couple of mood board must haves. This goes a little bit deeper, but I use it with designers. For this situation, this is everybody just coming, creating a personal brand. We're going to make it simple. Okay. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Did I make the stupid part up? No, that is it. Anyway, all right. So, mood board must haves. You must have 4 to 5 pictures that reflect your vibe. So, the mood board that you're seeing in this design is for a dentist. I hope you got that. All right. So it is for a distance. So 4 to 5 pictures is the vibe, right? What they trying to convey, the feeling, the texture, showing that they are knowledgeable. They're using tools that they use. So it also shows like, they know these are the tools that are being used. And then 5 to 6 colors, they can also be shades. So if I had like 4 shades of green, that's 4 different colors, right? To me, some people, they just use shades regardless. Me, I like to put them on the mood board if I'm going to work with tints and shades, um, because why not? I want to know exactly what I can use and what the tone is giving. So I like to use 4 to 5 of these colors. Again, I wouldn't go under 4. I really wouldn't go under 5, because when you start to design, you're going to need options, right? You're going to need multiple colors to give you multiple options when you're trying to execute different things. And then you'll also learn, again, if you go back, stop right here, you go back to the color theory one, that these brand colors need to be accessible, right? So if you pair some of them together, you need to be able to be accessible for those who might have hard time seeing different things, um, all around, right? So you check those and then you make sure that they pair well. Like this really light white on that green, it'll pair perfect. Chef's kiss. All right. And then one font that you love. I think that it's important to show a font, because fonts, if that is another one, if you go on the channel, is a typography. We talk about typography and how fonts tell stories on their own, right? So it's really important to pick a font because the font kind of shows the tone as well. If you see this one, it's more like luxury. It's giving really professional. It's giving very clean, all right? Very cutesy, very demure. All right. So that's the font that is giving. And it is really important that I want that you show these, because it also gives a tone that sometimes pictures do not. All right. So let's just look at a few. These are a couple of my clients, past, present, future. And these are the designs, the colorways, and we hopefully the emotions that are evoked in the brand. So the first one we have is she's a travel agent. All right. And she has actually went from just her and her husband team to They have a full team. They do conferences now, and I'm very proud of them. And this is their branding that they selected. All right. So that's the shade. You see the green in the green? Hence, that's like a shade for the most part. All right. And you see, velvet is a really high end texture on the beach. She wanted to be luxury but approachable, right? So we created this mood board with these colorways, and then her adjectives were luxury, intentional, and jet setter, right? And in the middle, you'll see for a chef. She was a food blogger, actually. That's how she started. And then she came out with a line of seasonings. So she traveled a lot. She was in the military, and she said that she would see different things. But regardless of all the things she saw, home cooking and being reminded of being in the kitchen with family is what was important to her, right? She's also from New Orleans, hence some of the color combination that we have chosen, right? So food lover, vibrant, and sightseer. And then this is the brand that we created for her. And then lastly, this is for a realtor. She's a realtor out in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she really has a thing about her about painting the city pink and creating luxury and finding these homes that really fit to you, right? So it's not just about I got to find a home, I got to get into something. No, she's really intentional about crafting a space where she can find out about you and then pair you with a home that could be forever. All right. So bold, modern, and in society. Because she also, in her selling point, she tells you what's around the city. All right. When you buy the home, she also tells you like, hey, 10 minutes away is this, and 15 minutes away is this. All right. So that is that mood board. All right. So homework for your personal branding. We jumped really quickly into homework, but you guys can handle it because you knew it was coming. Like, come on. All right, so I want you to build your mood board. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use Canva, or you're gonna use Pinterest, or you can use Pinterest for the pictures. Also, Canva has a really good stock of photos. We all talked about this, and if you need to know about Canva, guess where else you can go? Okay, you can go on my YouTube channel. You can look at Canva 101, and we talk about laying text and laying pictures and all the things there. You know, I feel like my YouTube channel is really becoming a resource, and I like that for me. I really do like that for me. Okay. All right. So you're going to go on to Canva or Pinterest. You're going to pull pictures. You're going to use 4 to 5 images. You're going to find one font. I do think Pinterest really displays fonts really well. I just put in fonts, sans serif, serif, or whatever I'm looking for, a handwritten font, everything like that. And then you're going to use 5 to 6 colors. And you're going to upload them to the chat. You are not going to tell us what you do on the Substack chat. All right. And I'll put the link below if you want to join the chat for Substack, and it'll say homework, and then it'll tell you the assignment where you can filter this in. All right. And we will guess what you do. Do not tell us. Do not take the fun. Look, a lot of us, we're older. We have real jobs and real lives. Not a lot of things are fun. Don't take this from us, all right? Let us tell you what you do, and then we will reconvene from there. All right. So, how to choose the right visuals. You're going to pick photos that reflect your lifestyles or your dream client. You're going to use colors that you're drawn to in real life. I always say this thing like, make sure you can tolerate these colors because you don't want to be rebranding over and over and over and over again. I mean, sometimes, yes, a rebrand is needed, but the reality is we want to also make sure that we are rebranding for a purpose. And if that is not really showing true, it's just because you're bored of the colors, you pick the wrong colors. All right. And then don't overthink it. Just go with your gut. If it feels good and you're happy and you smile when it's done and you're done and you're like, damn, that look good. I did my big one with that. I definitely did my big one with that. Then you succeeded. Okay. All right. So everybody know what they're doing for their homework. Everybody know what's going on. All right, so let me leave you with this final thought. Your brand, it already exists. You're just defining it visually now, okay? That's it. You are you. You know who you are. You know your gifts, your talents, your services. And now we are just defining it visually for the world to see and consume to help make you go to the next level. All right. So, next class, we'll dive into how to write your brand message and bio so your visuals and your words work together to tell the same story. Now, I told y'all off the bat, I don't write a lot. Okay. But I do know a good elevator pitch, and I do know how to make a brand message that does align with your visuals. That I do know. All right. So until next class, I cannot wait to see your homework. I cannot wait to see these mood boards, all the things. And if you did need to catch up on the other videos, please do, because it might help you a little bit more here. Other than that, I cannot wait to see you on Substack. And if you have any other questions, drop them in the comments below. Bye.